there, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. So the other day I posted a poll on Instagram and I asked you guys what tutorial you would like to see next, and you guys asked for an eyebrow tutorial. So that's why right now you don't see me with eyebrows. I know I look weird, but we'll get to that. So what I decided to do was to do one, you know, snatched eyebrow and then one very natural eyebrow and kind of go through the whole process with you guys. So you guys, you know, if you like Instagram brow, how they call it, or a more everyday softer brow, then you'll learn with this tutorial. So there are a couple of things that you need when it comes to grooming your eyebrows. For example, you'll need a tweezer, of course. I have this. This is my Tweezerman tweezers to pull out any unwanted hairs. And I have my little scissor here, which is to trim my hairs. And also a spoolie. This is my Smith 214 brush. It's just a spoolie. It has a spoolie tip and you can use this to brush through your eyebrows. After that, that's just for the grooming process. After that, you'll need a dual-ended brush. This is the Anastasia Duo Brush, which it has an angle brush on this end and a spoolie on the other one. Then you need, if you prefer, whichever medium you prefer for your eyebrows is what you would need next. I'm assuming that there are only 3 mediums, which is the brow pencil or any eyebrow pencil. I like the Anastasia Brow Wiz one. Then there's the pomade or the gel. I use, again, the Anastasia one, which is this Dipbrow Pomade. I use it in dark brown. And then also powder. So here you have, or here I have the Pro Palette where I have every single shade of the brow shades. And yeah, this comes really handy when, especially when you're a makeup artist and you have, you know, you deal with clients with different hair colors and stuff like that. And then finally, setting gel. So I have 2 of them. I have this one, which is the Anastasia one, and then I have the Benefit Ready Set Brow one, which is right here. These are used to set your eyebrows, to basically hold your hairs in place after you have filled them in. So yeah, that's all I have to say about what you need for your eyebrows, and let's get into it. Okay, so don't be scared, guys. I zoomed you in pretty well so that you guys can be able to see what I'm doing with my brows. Okay, so first things first, we pick up our tweezer, our spoolie, and if needed, your little scissor. First thing we're gonna do is basically comb through our eyebrows like so. And just kind of get the hairs where you want them to be. Now, this would be the time where you would tweeze whatever unwanted hairs you have. So I do have a few. So I'm just gonna pull them out with my little tweezer. So this is going to be my snatched eyebrow, the one that looks really clean and, you know, sharp. The first one I'm going to start with is the Dipbrow Pomade. I don't have to trim my hairs because I trimmed them the other day. So now I'm going to take my dual-ended Anastasia Beverly Hills brush and I'm going to dip it right into the dip brow. and just pick up the teeniest amount. And the first thing I'm gonna do is underline my eyebrow. So I'm just gonna take the very tip of the brush and just go right along the bottom, very light-handedly. And just go to where I want it to be, right there. That's the first step. And then after that, I'm just gonna kind of blur out that line a little bit. If you have to dip into the dip brow again, do so, of course. So here, as you can see, I have a very limited amount of hair on the ends of my brows. So I'm actually gonna take that pomade and I'm going to go in there and just really create a brow tip here. And I work my way up from there. Now when you're filling up your eyebrows, the idea is for you to mimic your brow hairs. So here in the front of the brow, typically the hair grows up, and then as you work your way down, they start to lay down. And then over here, they grow completely down. So when you're doing your little brush strokes, you want to mimic your brow hairs in the direction that they grow. So with the brow pomade, I'm just going to fill it in to about halfway through the brow. So you don't have to be perfect with it yet, or you don't have to be perfect with it at all, because we are going to clean it up later. So that's all that I'm going to do with the dip brow. Then I'll take my spoolie, the spoolie end of the brush, and just kind of brush the product through the hair. Right. So now I'm going to take my Anastasia Brow Wiz Pencil, and I am going to go to the front of my brow, and with really soft strokes, with a very light hand, I'm going to brush up. The little hairs here, they kind of grow up, like I said. So again, you want to mimic the hair strokes. So I slowly, very patiently fill them in. And then, like I said, when you start getting to the middle, the hair starts laying down. So you mimic the same thing. And that's all I'm gonna do with the Brow Wiz Pencil. And now I'm gonna pick up the dual-ended brush again. This time I'm gonna pick another one that I have. This is from Morphe. It's the E29 brush. And the brush here is a little bit bigger than the Anastasia one. Let me show you so that I can compare it. See? It's a little bit bigger. And it's also looser. It's not as dense as the Anastasia one. So I think this one is perfect for powder. It's still pretty hard, but I like to use this one for powder. I don't like using the same brush for my dip brow that I do for powder. So I'm gonna dip into the dark brown shade here, the darkest side, and I'm just gonna fill in wherever I see that I am missing a little bit of color. And also here, just brush it up just a little bit to kind of get a little bit of that color in there, and work my way to the tip of the brow, to the tail of the brow, basically. And again, I'm taking the spoolie side of the brush, and I'm just gonna brush the product through. Okay. That's it for the filling in of the brow. Now what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to clean it up. I typically don't do this for my eyebrows on a daily basis. I do prefer a more natural brow, but we're gonna do this for the sake of the video. So I'm gonna take a flat brush like this one. This is the Morphe M432, and it's flat. It's a flat tip. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of my concealer. You can pick any concealer, of course. It doesn't have to be, you know, a specific kind. It could be any kind. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean up our brows. Just the very bottom of the brow. Really snatch that brow up, baby. Let's make up a little bit more of that and just and then what I do is I just take my finger, with my finger I blend that out. Or you can do it with your brush, of course. Now, I took off a little bit too much over there at the tail of the brow, so let's just go back in, and I'm gonna go back in with my Brow Wiz Pencil, and I'm just gonna fill it in. And let's go back again. Now for the last step, let's set the eyebrows. I'm going to use the Ready Brow set from Benefit on this eyebrow and just brush the product through, making sure to comb the hairs how I want them to look, and they will stay in that place all day long. And there you go. That is my snatched eyebrow. No, I'm not done yet. The next and the final step of the snatched eyebrow is to take your favorite highlighter. In this case, I am going to take the Milk Cosmetics Gold Ore Highlighter. And I'm going to use this brush here, which is the Morphe M222 brush. And I'm going to dip that in here. And just highlight my brow bone, like so. Now the highlight, you don't want to bring it all the way in. The rule is to just highlight the actual brow bone, which is right here. And yes, that's it for the snatched eyebrow. Now moving on to the next brow. This is the brow that I do on a daily basis. I don't have much time in the morning to get ready, It takes me about 10 to 15 minutes in the morning to do my makeup, and this is how I do my brow. So instead of using the 3 mediums, I only use 2, and I don't do the cleaning up. So it's a more natural brow. What I do is what I do use is the powder and the pencil. So for this brow, I'm going to show you what it is that I do. Again, I do brush through my eyebrows. But for today, if I do have to do any cleaning, let's do so. This one hurts so bad. This one doesn't hurt as much, but this side, it hurts so much. Look, it got me tearing. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I do my everyday eyebrow. I dip into the brow powder. I'm dipping into the dark brown, the darker side. And I'm gonna basically do what I did on this side with the brow pomade. Just underline my eyebrow. And now I fill it in. And that's it, guys, with the filling in. That's it. As long as I get a shape, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop right there. Now I'm gonna pick up my pencil, and what I'm gonna do is hair-like strokes. Again, just mimic my hairs, make it look real. In the directions that my hair grows. Yes. And I take my little spoolie and I comb the product through. And that's it, guys. Actually, no, I lied. That's not it. I'm gonna use my Anastasia Brow Gel for this brow, which I typically do. Which I do in the morning. So I'm just gonna run that product through my eyebrow, making my hairs go where I want them to go. And the best part is that they stay like that all day long. So here I have the snatched, highlighted, cleaned eyebrow. And on this side I have my natural everyday eyebrow. Now, I hope you guys learned something, and I hope that I made it a little easier for you guys to do so. Again, all you have to do is practice. If you don't like how it turns out, just wipe it off and try all over again. It's really not that difficult once you get the hang of it. It might seem super hard, but once you practice and practice and practice, practice makes progress. And I am a firm believer of that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and till next time, bye!